You probably grew up thinking peanut butter was the most wholesome, innocent thing on the planet. Creamy, comforting, perfect on toast. Basically the food equivalent of a warm hug. Peanut butter seemed like the one thing everyone loved. Well, almost everyone. Because believe it or not, peanut butter caused a nationwide panic you've probably never heard of. So grab a spoon because we're diving into a question you've likely never asked. Have you ever heard about the peanut butter scare that almost shook America's favorite spread? Right here on History of Food. Before the scare even began, peanut butter was America's sweetheart. It was cheap, full of protein, and made you feel like you were being healthy even if you were just eating it out of the jar at midnight. By the mid-20th century, it was everywhere. School lunches, military rations, even diet plans. But behind the wholesome image of PB&J bliss, the peanut butter industry was quietly growing messy. Some companies were cutting corners, thinning out their peanut butter with fillers like hydrogenated oils, sugar, and even ground-up peanut hulls. Yes, the shells. Imagine buying peanut butter that's basically the peanut version of sawdust. This all came to a head in the early 1960s, the era of lava lamps, JFK, and apparently peanut butter scandals. It all began when people noticed their peanut butter tasted off. Oilier, blander, and oddly waxy. The FDA investigated and discovered some brands were barely peanut butter at all, with only 75–80% peanuts instead of the required 90%. The rest? Cheap oils, sugar, and fillers. Basically the peanut version of watered-down beer. The debate dragged on for years. On one side, the peanut purists wanted peanut butter to be 95% peanuts or more. Nothing but the good stuff. On the other, the big manufacturers argued that lowering the peanut percentage made the product more affordable and spreadable. There were hearings, public testimonies, and endless arguments about the definition of peanut butter. At one point, the FDA tried to compromise with a rule that peanut butter must contain at least 87% peanuts. But both sides were furious. Purists thought it was too low, and companies thought it was too high. This bureaucratic tug-of-war went on for over a decade. Americans were eating peanut butter in a weird limbo, not sure if what they were buying even counted as the real thing. And all of this might sound silly now, but remember, peanut butter wasn't just a snack. It was a symbol of home, childhood, and good old-fashioned American comfort. Messing with that was like messing with apple pie. Of course, the media had a field day. Newspapers ran headlines warning consumers about fake peanut butter. Magazine articles compared ingredient lists like they were uncovering corporate secrets. Moms started checking jars in grocery aisles, suspiciously squinting at the labels like detectives. Talk shows debated whether peanut butter had become junk food. Health experts warned that cheap oils were replacing natural peanut fats. And people began to panic about what else food companies were hiding. After years of peanut politics, the FDA finally settled the matter in 1971. They declared that any product labeled peanut butter had to be at least 90% peanuts. Anything less would have to be sold as peanut spread. Peanut butter sales bounced back, though some people never forgot the scandal. To this day, that's why you'll see jars labeled peanut spread instead of peanut butter. It's the leftovers of that decades-old food war. But here's where it gets interesting. The peanut butter scare didn't just change labeling laws, it changed how Americans thought about food. That scandal was one of the first times people realized that big food companies might quietly tweak recipes for profit. Just when peanut butter thought it had redeemed itself, it faced a new kind of scare, one that wasn't about ingredients, but safety. In 2007, Peter Pan and Great Value peanut butters were recalled after hundreds of people got sick from contaminated jars. Then in 2008-2009, the Peanut Corporation of America scandal exploded, one of the deadliest food contamination cases in U.S. history. Turns out, the company knowingly shipped peanut products contaminated with salmonella, leading to 9 deaths and over 700 illnesses. It was so bad that the CEO actually went to prison, a rare outcome in the food industry. People were tossing jars in the trash, checking serial numbers online, and swearing off peanut butter altogether. It was like déjà vu, another peanut butter panic, just in a new form. And yet, peanut butter survived. Because honestly, how could it not? It's peanut butter. It's the glue that holds together childhood snacks and late-night cravings. After the recalls, new safety regulations were introduced, and peanut butter slowly regained the public's trust. Natural and organic brands started popping up, promising just peanuts and salt. Even the old-school brands stepped up their game. Today, we've got more peanut butter options than ever. Crunchy, smooth, organic, or even powdered, there's a jar for every diet and mood. The old peanut butter scare might sound funny now, but it proved something timeless. Food isn't just about taste, it's about trust. And while new food villains like coconut oil or fake meat take turns in the spotlight, the real lesson remains. Peanut butter didn't need to be perfect, it just needed to be real. So next time you make a peanut butter sandwich, remember that little brown jar has survived scandals, hearings, outbreaks, and decades of scrutiny, yet it's still in nearly every pantry in America. From being 75% peanut imposters to a symbol of food integrity, peanut butter's comeback is the untold story of resilience. So go ahead, make that PB&J. It's earned your respect. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.